Okay, then just wait a sec for Solaria to get in.
Okay.
Finally, though, ordering a replacement microphone for the one that stopped working, so I can actually have a good sounding mic again.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Hello.
Guten Tag.
I love Discord's willingness to completely change my sound settings on a whim.
Oh, it's doing that to you too?
Yeah, all the time. Like, we'll literally make sure that everything is set up right where it's aligned right how it's supposed to be. And then it's like, oh, you waited 2 minutes to connect to the call after fixing these settings. Too long. Already forgot. Bastard program. One of these days I'll have my revenge on Discord. One of these days.
Just be the next one to start the boycott Discord movement.
Come in, but you can go. Okay.
Oh, what was the last thing they boycotted Discord over?
It was the age verification thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
You could be in here, but you have to be polite.
Honestly, I'm kind of sad that I had not
I'm back.
heard of that, or I would have done it too.
Waffles.
What do you
if
mean
there's an
I'm
organized
back?
protest.
I never left.
No, I'm back.
Who are
No,
you? Why
they're
are you
pretending to be
impersonating
you.
me?
I just told you I'm back.
Nuh-uh.
How do you know that you're back? How do you know that it's not actually Jethro that's back?
That's been my name since birth. I think I know my own damn name.
Well, that's because
Wait,
Jethro would
Jethro's
sound
been your
like this.
name since birth? I fucking knew it! Why did it take so long for this to come out? I fucking swear.
Damn it, I
sometimes
let
see
it
people.
slip.
I swear, you people are always doing this to me. Just going all this time, never telling me, never fucking telling me that you were Jethro all along.
Well, I got bad news for you.
I am so shocked this is working with Firefox for once.
I'm not Jethro, I'm back.
Okay, no audio.
Okay, very important question. Should I attempt to wear the cool-looking purple cloak that I cannot identify and possibly maybe cursed?
Yes.
Generally, as the DM, I would say yes. You're practically obligated to, honestly.
I'd rather die fashionable than live with no drip.
Exactly.
This is how you should live your life, yeah. Yeah. Do it.
It was not in fact cursed.
That you know of.
Awesome.
How the
It
fuck
is a
would you
cloak of
know?
invisibility. Holy shit.
Let's go. What are you doing?
I'm playing Barony. It's a roguelike dungeon crawling thing.
All right, since it took so long, since we missed so many sessions, how about I fast forward all of you to arriving at the house.
We were going to a house.
That's news to me. I thought we were trying to figure out what the Krabby Patty secret formula was.
I thought we were trying to save the miniature giant space hamster.
Well, the latter is what the house is about. The former, though, was what we were going to do before we got to all that.
Oh, is the house the dungeon? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so to reiterate, you guys are here on a mission to search a particular person's house who is believed to be connected to the kidnapping of the hamster.
Yes.
Okay,
Well, I can
gotcha.
activate the map. Wait, wrong one. That's that's the front room. Nothing to actually see there because it's the front room, but anyways.
And I have 2 plushy foxes on my desk.
Excellent.
Paolo
Get
is
your
not
Jack's
on
toy.
Forge.
Oh, fuck. I forgot to open Forge. I was so hungry.
It's okay. I've been told from Skyrim loading screens that Find the Forge is a very hard game.
Yes.
What?
Some people say that they're very big and very obvious, and they stand out like fuck. I disagree. I don't need to justify why I disagree, though. If there's one thing American politics has taught me, you don't have to justify anything.
True.
Gods.
Oh, this page isn't responding. Awesome. Oh.
Did you have the... I feel like we're missing some tokens.
I'm in here.
Nope. That's 4 party members right now.
Yeah, but you have allies from the Adventurers Guild.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have our Kitsune Diplomat and the Mage Slayer.
Right.
I don't think I ever got anybody's name.
Well, the Mage Slayer's name is not important.
That's their name now.
Here, give me 2 seconds.
You know what? I will call the Mage Slayer Ushi, if you guys insist that they must have a name. It's okay. I understand why you're not likely to get that joke.
Wait, what?
I don't.
I suppose I don't.
And a die. Perfect.
There's a character in an anime that I've watched who is referred to as a natural born slayer. Or the natural born slayer.
Is this person a slayer that was a person that was born to be a slayer, or a slayer of natural borns, whatever that means?
The former.
Okay.
Do they
He's just a
slay?
born killer.
Wouldn't a
I
natural born
see.
killer be an Avenged Sevenfold fan?
No. Actually, I don't get that joke, and I want to.
It's one of their
Noodle
songs.
got that joke.
Yeah, it's one of their songs.
Amazing.
That's fair. I vaguely remember that now.
It's that one drumming video you've seen 1,000 times with the guy just like drinking coffee and smoking while doing the opening solo one-handed. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Okay, wait. What name were you proposing for the Maid Slayer?
Ushi. USHI.
Okay, I found a workable token for this, so. That one is the harder of them, and then the other one.
Check your DMs. You can answer me here, though. Okay. Well, if you want to know the name of the diplomat, you're going to have to ask.
What? Ask a diplomat questions. Anyways.
Are we gonna have to like negotiate for it?
No, she's your friend now.
Oh well, I just assumed the diplomats like negotiating like their.
To be fair,
Oh
my
yeah, you
only
already did
interaction.
that.
My only interaction with this person was to walk up to them, silently introduce Sunny to them, and then just be like, "Yeah, okay, you're good."
Well, it's just a house. You know, I was kind of expecting more.
I guess I was expecting something more dangerous looking.
Sprout, you know looks can be deceiving. The last house we went to like this one, the door tried to eat us.
Ushi would just say, no matter how much this looks like a house, this is the den of a mage. Many have been felled by their traps. I once met a man who was slain by the traps inside the mage's doghouse. Do not dare underestimate them.
Fair enough.
There were traps inside the doghouse.
Yes.
Wait, how did you meet him if he was slain?
He was slain after.
Ah. I was about to say, did he get better?
We're really good at just immediately ruining it. God damn it.
You would be surprised how many people die within their first year of the guild.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, I
Most
don't think I'd be
adventurers
very
die on their
surprised.
first outing.
What the hell just fell over? So, you seem to know a bit about traps. What do you think the best point of approach is?
This place seems dirty, reinforced. It might be difficult to punch through walls more than you might expect, so we shouldn't rely on that as a tactic. I can sense some kind of shielding magic that keeps you from peering within. But if I had to guess, the best place that you could possibly hold some sort of strange ritual and keep it hidden would be the basement. I once stumbled upon this one woman who was chanting over a heart to summon a killer. She did that ritual in the basement quite often.
How many people did she need killed?
She was a businesswoman, you could say, and quite a few.
Jeez, okay.
She didn't like competitors.
I don't think any business person does.
Her fear was rather justified because I ended up killing her that day.
Oh, shit.
And we can call that a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Okay, there we go.
Well, if you spill enough blood, inevitably you're going to bring about a curse upon yourself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I sure hope that doesn't apply to us.
Anyway, your diplomat is now on the thing with you. There you
Yay.
go.
Why are they sideways?
That I
Because
don't know.
forgot to lock token art rotation.
There we go.
For the record, Kai is hovering like 3 feet off the ground.
Face level. Not face level. That's 3 feet off the
Not
ground.
face level. What are you?
Level is 3 feet off the ground. Kai, it's level is something else. My eyes are up here.
Well, he's 2 foot tall, so that would put his head at 5 feet.
You
Anyway,
could say that he's levitating.
eh,
Level
it was more of a if there's a trap that's pressure activated on the ground, he would not set it off.
Ah, right. I think I'm approaching the door.
And if there's a trap that you activate by knocking your head into something, he would be too short for that too. It's a win-win.
Ushi would stop. Hold on. I will examine this door for traps.
Good plan.
Admiral Akbar leaps out the window.
Hey Sprout, I'll bet you 2 gold it's a mimic.
They spend several minutes staring at the door before they poke it with their sword a few times and then kick it in.
You know, I was expecting a more sophisticated trap checking routine.
Why does it have to be sophisticated? Sometimes the simplest answer is the best one.
Well, apparently their foot is a registered lockpicking tool now.
I gotta try
Oh,
that with
you-
Seeker sometime.
Usually when I check for traps, I look at the cracks in the door to see if there are any like triggers, stuff like that.
I have pretty good eyes. Awesome. My sword triggers many different magical traps intentionally.
Fair enough.
Anyway, it's safe to go in.
All right,
Just so
should
we
I
don't have
switch?
to disarm. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, should I switch maps?
Yes.
I think we go in. So yes.
Let me drop the NPCs in. There we go.
It's a weird little museum in here.
No guns. Jethro's disappointed.
Kai is similarly disappointed.
The diplomat begins walking around and Ushi examines the room carefully. Why did that twist the token?
Oh,
She's
actually,
examining the room carefully in a circle.
Well, yeah, but like I'm confused why dragging it like 15 feet twisted the token. What?
Uh,
I was
It
trying to
moves in
make
the
it sound like-
direction. It rotates in the direction that you're dragging it in.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
It's very good when we're on a 3D map, not so good on a 2D map.
Well, it's also meant for like
Top
more
down.
diegetic tokens that are meant to represent like top-down characters.
Yeah.
This is
A mini, if you will.
this is reminding me of something.
The diplomat would say, "This doesn't look like a museum quite so much as a storage area. Perhaps this is a staging grounds for some sort of cult."
Or it, uh, or if you're just trying to really show off and impress someone, you put a bunch of display cases in the entry room.
Some sort of cult, you say?
Granted. Myra will walk over to the case with all the bugs inside.
Bug.
I don't know if any of these could be used in strange rituals.
Well, anything can be used in a strange ritual if you try hard enough.
Uchi would
This
just
is
say,
true.
"Don't worry. They have a tendency to suspect cults everywhere. You get used to it."
To be
I
fair,
I
this
don't
does look
know.
pretty
The
culty.
guys we're hunting down kind of exhibit cult-like behavior.
At that, Myra would turn to the diplomat and just say, well, in that case, I will, at the very least, and give you the wonderful news that most of the party is a cult. They dragged me into their membership.
Now hold on just a second.
The diplomat squints. "I knew they were going to send me on a mission involving cults. This is just like when my friend predicted that there was going to be walrus and there was a walrus that night."
Did the walrus do anything?
No, we
Kai
all ate
just looks at them
walrus.
like, have you recently taken any mind-altering substances?
I feel like
It
I
depends
have.
on it depends on how you it depends on how you define a mind-altering substance.
Forget I ask.
Whoa. Didn't mean to
You're
go that
not going
quick.
over, are you?
There is a particular mushroom here that allows you to see beyond the furthest reaches of the world into another.
Would you say these mushrooms are magical?
Well, I've never seen them cast spells, but I suppose that could be considered magic.
Kai just rubs his temples.
Myra will just squint and then ask, do you happen to know the mushroom species name?
No, I thought it impolite to ask.
Well, no. The species classification name.
Yes, I thought it was inappropriate to ask.
Ah.
They're talking mushrooms, and they serve you up a meal that allows you to see things.
I see. Okay.
Kai just gives them an incredulous look.
Well,
Anyway, we should move on.
Ushi would just say, "Ah, the Myconans. They're very hospitable."
Wait, aren't those weird mushroom creatures that talk telepathically?
Yes, most mushrooms are telepathic in my experience.
Myra will just place one of her fingers on her chin and say, "Well, technically speaking, that is correct."
Kai just, I'm never putting shiitakes in a stir fry ever again.
You do know that most plants are able to talk if you talk to them, right?
You know, honestly, I don't like to think about it too much.
Ushi would just say, "There's nothing wrong with eating things that are capable of talking and intellectual thought. You do it every day."
Anyway, I didn't come here for an existential crisis.
Do you think this door is going to be a problem to open?
Shouldn't they poke it with their trap checking sword just to be sure?
The tragic.
They start examining the door very carefully for a few minutes.
Let's just hope the door's not a bomb.
Poke door with sticky disable bomb.
I cut the red wire.
This time, Ushi reaches out and opens the door normally.
I hold my breath.
Then they walk through.
I'll take that as a
Okay.
good sign.
I have to be mindful. If this person ends up being evil, we may end up getting control of their house. And I have wanted a house for quite a while.
Why did you kick the front door down then?
Well, that was made of cheap wood.
Oh.
Why
I
would
would have
they?
it replaced.
Anyway, Kai just,
Well, because people are always kicking in your front door and blowing things up. Of course, you'd use some kind of cheap wood if you're going to expect to replace it often. The diplomat just seems to be taking notes.
No, they have a point. You want a good door. You want a good solid wood door.
I'm starting to wonder if living on the land makes people go insane.
No, I promise you not. It's the Adventurers Guild. It's the aspect of being an adventurer. And if if you have started that only a few months ago, or even a month ago, you're well on your way.
My friend and I have a deal with the trees, so she will absolutely get me high quality wood if this ends up becoming my house.
Is their
You're-
name the Lorax?
What's a Laura? No, she's
They-
a druid.
They're a small orange creature that speaks for the trees.
I'm going to
No,
start
her-
searching the area.
No, her
Right.
fur is pink.
Myra will just look at Kai and say, "You do understand that I can speak for the trees as well, right? And I am definitely not a Lorax."
Sprout. Roll perception.
The next time I play a druid, I'm definitely making a little orange guy.
Yes. I have rolled the perceptione.
Okay. I will make sure to check your chat in a second.
Druid gunslinger. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and for some reason, the trees are speaking Vietnamese.
Oh no. Although Myra would have a question for Ushi, which is, now, is your druid friend also a wood kineticist?
Yes.
Well,
She
carry on then.
took a bunch of time. She took a large stint communing with the plane of with the plane of wood until eventually she could supply her own doors and everyone else's.
So she finally got in touch with the sub-elemental plane of doors.
There's an elemental plane of doors.
No, it's a sub-elemental plane.
That's fair.
I'm gonna need a drink after this trip.
Sprout's face takes on a very weirded out expression and then goes to open a door.
You okay, Sprout?
I slowly open the door. And I poke my head in a little bit.
You see an unfamiliar figure who has sparks emitting from their clothing. And then you see one figure that is significantly more familiar and, more importantly, smells familiar, but definitely does not dress familiar.
Sprout looks extremely shocked. Do I need to roll a stealth check to not get noticed or something?
Yes.
The Slugcat.
The Slugcat.
Gas you.
Was the Slugcat noticed?
You see her turn around and suddenly she draws her blade. She's holding a strange capsule that seems to be glowing green in the other hand. You name yourself immediately.
Wait, who does? Flagra?
Yes. The one who looks and smells like her, but yes.
Sprout?
What is that shape you are taking? Dispel the guise immediately. I do not care for these games.
What? I'm not taking any shape.
Do you take me for a fool? There are none of your kind on this world. I would most certainly know.
How the hell would you know that? Who are you?
I am the summoner, Flagra, and I am quite familiar with with that particular other planar species that we both seem to belong to.
Guys!
Before Sprout yells, Jethro's gonna duck behind the corner at the end of the hallway there and just draw his gun.
Kai is like stacked up on the door
Jethro would
framing.
have to roll stealth, by the way.
Yes, ma'am.
Myra would just say, "Well, I can certainly hear you conversing with someone."
That we both belong to, huh?
I'm also going to roll stealth.
It is, of course, worth noting that Myra's disguise that she was wearing while in the main kitsune area, she has taken off while in the manse.
Well, since we happen to be part of the same species, I can't dispel it. So, have fun with that.
And as far as saying that, Myra would poke around the corner of the door.
She would stare at each of you very curiously. Admittedly, I'm not quite certain what there is to gain here by lying.
Myra would say, "Hey, wait a second. Are you the one who left the disguise potion at the Adventurers Guild?"
I have indeed worked with them for quite a while. My associate, the one with sparking clothing waves, is one of their members.
See, your face looks exactly like the disguise potion I was given.
Intriguing. The fact you saw that is interesting to me, at least.
Well, I don't particularly appreciate being called a liar. I guess I technically am lying, but I can only do it for 10 minutes each day, and I'm not wasting it just because you asked.
Ryder will look at Sprout and is like, "Wait, you have a 10-minute pact that, or 10-minute period per day that you can lie? I thought anyone could lie at any time."
Yeah, that's definitely what I meant.
Very well. I shall submit to you to a test. If you wish to prove what you are.
Fine.
She looks over at her companion, who walks up to Sprout and hands them a very ornate lantern.
I take the lantern.
If you have some capacity for foxfire, light the lantern.
Do I have some capacity for foxfire?
Though Sprout cannot do much with it, they do. They have enough of it to light the lantern at the very least.
Okay, because I never took that feat, so I guess I just go ahead and do it. I cast Blazing Dive on the lantern.
Foxfire is internal, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, you don't have to cast anything.
Awesome.
It's basically like a cantrip.
I light the lantern.
Lantern lights briefly and then extinguishes. Very well. And your friend?
Wait, why was my fire so limp-wristed?
Is it being passed to Myra or Sunny?
Myra.
Okay. Myra will do so as well, although with hers, it definitely is just radiant.
Sprout looks upset.
Well, it doesn't even look like fire. It looks like a pure mode of light almost.
Yeah, but yours is staying. Mine
Oh.
just went
No,
out.
Wait. Does she have the heat?
Yes.
Okay. Her partner makes several gestures with their hands towards her. Very well. Admittedly, I am rather confused.
Why?
Because all of our kind resides on the elemental planes, or so it should be. The only reason I'm even here, well, I admittedly don't even know that much.
Well, I can't tell you too much, except mostly because I haven't studied the other infields. But Sprout here is from the mainland of Hoshizora. And I guess that's where air and fire aligned ones come from. And I myself, well, occasionally kitsune born in this jungle end up like me.
You're a member of the Star Cult.
I wouldn't necessarily say a member. I was pretty squarely rejected by the society.
More towards Sprout.
Ah,
I'm a member of the Star Cult.
Yes, there were a bunch of people a while ago asking us to join their little, what was it, Star Knights, a newly forming organization.
I vaguely remember this.
Sprout would know about the Star Knights as the ones who serve Reyna.
Yeah.
It was about 100 or so years ago.
I don't think I ever joined them, though. Sprout does not like Reyna.
Well, yeah, you can say that.
Well, yes, but if you come from Hoshizora, you're some degree of affiliated with them. That's the kingdom they were trying to found.
I was pretty staunchly against it.
Oh, good on you. I don't personally trust that woman.
I 100% don't trust that woman.
Yes, two of my friends went with her, and I admittedly miss them terribly. One of them was a sailor and an inventor. The other would paint the most beautiful pictures you ever did see.
I hope they're okay.
Well, I wouldn't be able to get any information out of it. Sprout here might know them if you say their names.
That's a big might.
She speaks, or she at least opens her mouth, and sounds come out, though they sound a lot more like the crashing of waves and then the creaking of trees. And Sprout, at the very least, feels a sense of familiarity with the tree one, but can't understand the language.
Crashing of Waves one, is that the Lassic?
Subset, but yeah.
Kai speaks the Lassic. Could he hear what she said?
Okay, then I'll tell you what you'd hear.
I recognize the language of the plants, but unfortunately I do not speak it.
Oh, the language of the plants is one that Myra speaks.
Okay, I will tell you what
Ever-
you're able to make out in a second then.
Okay.
I speak the aminal language.
Kai is a fish dragon, so he speaks ocean. And Draconic, if that ever comes out.
Jethro also speaks with animals, just only in English.
It's just only in English. Who went thud?
Keep in mind that everything that what I wrote is the translation of the word that you hear.
Okay. Myra will just as Myra hears one of the names, she'll say, "Oh, that name's in Muon. Interesting." Although I can't really give a common version of the name, but it translates something to like the one who captures the natural world and dies.
Interesting
So
names.
so yeah, she'll turn to Sprout and say, "Does that ring any bells?"
Seems vaguely familiar, but I don't quite remember.
Then she'll look to Sunny and say, "How about you? Do you remember recognize the names?"
Sunny yips excitedly, jumping up and down.
Ah.
Alari does sound more familiar.
Oh, so you're familiar then?
I think we met once.
The two were great dragons who came from this land. They were my dearest friends.
They came from this jungle?
Yes, deeper, but yes.
Huh, interesting. Well, since you seem to be a fiery infield of sorts, actually, is your compatriot here also an infield with just very long sleeves?
Very long sleeves, I'm afraid. As I said, although I must amend, it would appear as if there's only one from the plane of air here.
Ah,
Yeah, just me.
right. Well, since I did have to do some reading on our kind, I did learn that infields are very elementally attuned, which is why, for those of us who are born here, we get fully attuned to the plane of wood and are connected inherently to the jungle.
The one who asked for my help. And the reason that the other two dragons went was because she proposed a strategy to make a homeland for the Enfields. a place in this world for them.
Ah. Well, sir, how has she done?
Do I know the answer to this question?
Uh, Technically.
You did get to see in the Hoshizoran lands that there was a place um where the wind and fields lived pretty freely in the mountains. And that's where you left Zephyr, to be clear, to take care of them.
Zephyr is some sort of nature deity now.
Well, yeah. But Zephyr is in part there to take care of them. And you would know that.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, because you saw that briefly while in the palace.
There is a place back on the continent where, as far as I'm aware, the majority of the wind and fields live. The ones that stuck here and not in the plane of air anyway.
Huh. So she wasn't lying. I'll be damned. Admittedly, that I somewhat regret not going with her.
What exactly are you doing here?
Investigating. There have been a number of anomalies upon the island of late, and there's a particular group that bears investigating.
Would one
It would be
member of...
really funny if our goals aligned.
Yes, I was wondering, would any member of this group just happen to be called Ironside?
She goes quiet for a moment, as if um as if a sudden chill is in the room. That is correct. Are you familiar with the Four Nights of Chaos?
In the worst ways imaginable.
I suppose I shall offer you this bit of insight. The reason that I stayed while my friends left is that this is the homeland to the great dragons. It is the place that produced two of the kindest souls I have ever met, and the ones who create the most beautiful art that had always brought a smile to my face. I vowed to take care of their home because it produces beauty. I don't know how it is, but they seek to subvert this land for some reason.
Well, I certainly have a vested interest against them, mostly because they were. Don't get me wrong, the society is pretty racist toward infields, but those four knights are a step above the norm, and I am very against them.
It didn't always. Actually, we used to be revered.
Say what?
Oh, you are young. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm in my 30s, admittedly.
Yeah, the
It's
only
a few
experiences we have
hundred.
had are. Sorry.
It's been a few hundred for me. Uh, the Are you familiar with the dungeons?
Yes, quite so.
Do tell me, what do you know?
I know that they are things that are very interchanging, constantly shifting and moving and warping and all sorts of other weird things. As well, they are likely powered by the great tree that rests at the heart of the jungle. And finally, that infields born from the kitsune often end up going into them, seeking out somewhere that would be safe.
Well, I shall tell you this. We live currently in a non-Euclidean space that is managed by the Great Tree. Its pathways do not lead where you would expect them to logically. The dungeons are the way that you traverse deeper into the jungle, otherwise, you will always end up walking around in a circle, no matter how straight the line you travel in. There are even greater consequences for flying above the canopy, of course. Without the blessing of the tree, at least. The dungeons are the way to reach the tree. They are tests. The kitsune have long since sought out the tree. It calls to anyone who stays here long enough. They failed quite a bit, but they discovered a trick. The Enfields are masters of magic and seeing through the pathways of the dungeon. They were capable of seeing what others could not and revealing what others could not. Not to say that the Dragonborn and the Savari do not have their own means, but for the Kitsune, this is ours. It was quickly discovered that there was no way to travel through the dungeons without at least one Enfield as a party guide.
Huh.
This, however, led to a problem. Our kind live for quite long, and when we reproduce, the eggs can take quite a while to hatch. Similarly, though, those who are not of us are a bit faster. Eventually, it came to be that the Enfields were greatly outnumbered. Though I am very curious, because I've only ever seen those from the plane of fire, no other.
For a long while, I only ever saw another Enfield that was from the plane of air.
I admittedly haven't seen any other infields like myself. As far as I know, most of them tried to go to the tree.
Your microphone is doing some
Oh, sorry.
interesting things.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay, she's it. Um, myself, I haven't even really met any other infields. Well, jungle touched ones. As far as I know, they've all tried to make their way to the tree.
I would too.
Tell me something. In the time since you met with this group of people, have you seen anyone you recognize?
Is that directed to Sprout or Myra?
Myra.
Hmm. Well, technically you, by virtue of the disguise potion. Obviously, I've seen Ironsides, but I can't say I've met anyone else besides just my old mentor in the Savari village.
Slugger and her companion look at each other, and the other starts making several rapid gestures towards her. I see. I suppose that does explain something or another.
They really gotta learn to speak sign language.
Oh, Myra actually does speak sign language. Anyways,
Oh, well, this will be interesting then.
okay.
Oh boy.
Quite possible that she learned sign language to talk to her mentor because then it could be quiet. Uh, well, from what she catches of the sign language, just tilts her head a little bit and says, "Did I just see something about temporal anomaly?"
They turn to Myra and nod.
Interesting. So, where and what is this anomaly?
It's unclear, but it is what we're investigating. We had suspected that they were trying to unravel time.
That makes this a lot more urgent. Maybe you should, if you're willing to, travel with us, or at the very least be in communications with us, because it sounds like we're definitely aligned.
I'm afraid not, though I intend to join you at some point or another. My own investigations are best left to myself.
Very well. Then how about communications? We help you, and anything that you're able to share with us, you help us.
Very well, I can indeed send missives from time to time.
All right. And how would we send missives to you?
When I send my messages, I shall send them by bird. That bird shall wait 1 day before returning to me unless you provide it with something to take to me.
Works for me. Because if we're going to be going from two different angles, and at the very least, it's likely you will encounter information that would help you.
This all said, I would be very careful if I were you. Ironside is just one of a group of 4. And for what it is worth, take heart in this. I suspect they have a means of escape from this place. I am most assuredly certain that they are here. Though killing them would be of a great advantage against the knights, it's not entirely necessary. Every foiling of their scheme is invaluable. Do keep in mind, this magic takes quite a bit of time. So even if you're not always on it, a single disruption in a month or 2 could be the difference between the project moving forward and not.
Certainly. Well, if time literally unraveling is the stakes that we're looking at here, then anything we can do to prevent that.
Are you familiar with the time ley line?
No, not even remotely.
There are multiple ley lines that flow through this world. There are several continents where majority of the ley line of each ley line is housed. This particular continent houses the time ley line. Now, there are only certain places where you can draw great amount of energy from, magic, if you will, and only from those places can you do great damage. Damage that you do is magnified by the amount of what you're able to draw out. So there are only a few places, even if you know the entirety of the line, where the line can be severely hampered. Though I don't know all of them, this house was built upon one of the key points.
Uh, well, I know you said that a lot of the island tends to be non-Euclidean, whatever that word means, but distorted, I guess is a better way to put it. Uh, if I gave you a piece of paper and a rough sketch of the island shape as I know it, would you be able to mark some of them?
That is not how you will ever find your way around here. You need landmarks. This house is one such mark.
Fair enough. She'll nevertheless pull out a piece of paper and a pen. I guess, do you know any other landmarks?
There's a temple in the middle of the Savari. In the middle of the Savari's home. They do not easily show it. It is hidden through very clever magical tricks. I only know as much as that, though, because I have traced that particular point to around that location. and was incapable of getting any further because of their means.
And she does write that down. Well, I'm good friends with a Savari, but I doubt that that's enough on its own.
It certainly depends, but you should earn their trust before you would manage to get close to it. It is a sacred site.
Certainly, I am quite aware of their worship, even at the village of my mentor. They even have a small shrine there. So they definitely treat that with a lot of veneration, and I can imagine going to a temple that's built on a ley line would probably be a key central location of those worshipful practices, ergo the most heavily guarded.
I do believe those are the only 2 lions in this section, which means if we found a means of strengthening them, the Knights of Chaos would be forced to go further into the jungle in order to meet their goals. Securing these 2 locations would be incredibly valuable.
Noted. Well, we're here, so we can work on this one, and then I guess next I'll be once we turn things into the Adventurers Guild, or I suppose the party could turn things in, and I head out in advance to meet with my old mentor to pass along the message.
Very well. I hope you prove valuable allies.
Well, and then she'll just hold up one of her arms. I'd like to think that fellow and Field can usually trust each other.
She offers a talent hand.
And then she'll just come and give it a shake.
As Walker lets go, you note that there are 2 capsules in your hand.
She'll step back and look them over real quick.
If you manage to place one of these permanently in a ley line strong point, you may find that it is very difficult for them to conquer that.
Since ley lines are typically metaphysical manifestations, as far as I've read, how would I put this in there permanently?
It merely has to be in the correct location
Ah,
and not move for long spans of time.
So I'd have to convince a tree to grow over it. Got it.
It is a viable mean.
Well, hopefully this capsule is tasty to the tree. Bit of a joke, of course. But they are very food motivated.
I shall make sure that you, at the very least, are not alone. Even if I am to leave you alone today with each other.
Ah, and by what means is that?
Well, if you're going to be sabotaging Ironside, I'd rather not meet them again. We have a bit of a past.
Mm, you and me both. Well, less direct on my end, but
There was a time for which I was a member of the Knights of Chaos before I realized what they were aiming to achieve, at which point I decidedly did not want to be with them anymore.
ah, wait, is that why you have the title of the Great Destroyer?
The Great Destroyer? I'm afraid
Uh,
I don't recognize that.
Ah, well, I don't know. All I know is when I had that disguise potion that looked like you, that's what I was called.
By whom?
The Kitsune.
Huh, that's rather fascinating. I suppose the real question here is, when exactly did you time travel? I do wonder if perhaps a future version of me is referred to as that.
Uh, wait, we time traveled? Are we in the past? Well, let's
One
see.
imagines.
She'll then list out the date as she knows it according to the local culture.
I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with that one. You count days like that?
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. The druid who found our society originally, she would count by the cycles of the tree. So there was first tree, second tree, third tree, fourth tree.
Ah, you're making me find even more reasons to be angry at my society. Great. Well,
For me, it is fourth tree half. It has been 6 seasons of the fourth tree.
well, I went to a strange library that was grown into. Well, it looked like it was grown directly out of the trees. So, and it had a lot of books. So I might try going back there to see if I can find a way to translate the date. But I'll keep
Wait, I
that in
think I said
mind.
that wrong. But sorry,
Fourth tree
sorry, not four.
seasons.
Oh, fourth tree 6. Yes,
Okay.
that's what I meant to say. Yeah.
She'll write that down as well on her little book, her little pad. And she says, yes, so next time I'm at the library, I'll see if I can translate that date. Uh, hmm. Although you said this house is on a timely line, so perhaps maybe it's better to think of this as a place that people can travel into from any time into a sort of a fixed time. Or a desynchronized time? Anyways.
It is possible that you are being pulled to the event that would otherwise disrupt the line. So there's a spell that requires you to be at one of these great points that activates as a defensive mechanism of the great tree. Effectively, it shall pull in people from different times in the same place who are viewed as capable of contributing to the stopping of the ritual.
Ah, hmm. I guess that does make sense. But damn. She actually looks a little bit flustered for a moment. Being noticed by the tree is a thing?
It's not so much noticed. The spell is indiscriminate. Or rather, the spell has its own discrimination, I suppose you would say.
Ah, fair enough. She'll sigh and say, I've always wanted to talk to the great tree.
That
Mostly.
said, oh, go ahead.
Oh, she was going to say, mostly because I'm curious what kind of wisdom it would have.
Well, I have good news and bad news for you. The good news is the spell pulls in everyone associated with you, everyone who you've been with within a day of the casting, and certain others. Specifically, I should clarify, if it views one person as capable, it pulls in a number of people around them as well.
Ah, I see.
It's a bit wibbly wobbly, I suppose.
Oh my god.
Look, I've read a couple of novels that talked about time travel, so I don't know shit about it, but I know enough to at least bullshit a few explanations.
You should be very careful about who you interact with over the next week or so. My advice to you is, if you survive this, try very carefully figure out who else got dragged to the past with you. Anyone who might be important, who you might struggle without, because they could be in a very dangerous situation they are uninformed of. To them, it would seem as if they had just woken up upon another day, and their supplies may even be with them. But to be in the past, it is a bit dangerous, and all of the threats that you prepared for may be misleading relative to the ones that actually exist now.
She then looks at Sprout and says, You haven't been in touch with your other crew members recently, have you?
Not for a long, long while, no. Except for Jethro.
Well, yes, I'm talking about the others who traveled here from Hoshizora.
Now I'm confused. Yes, we've been. What?
Well, besides the party, there was one called Lavina, I believe her name was.
Oh, okay.
At this point, Kai's just going to float in. It's been several weeks since
Yeah,
we've spoken with anybody from our crew, other than the people in the immediate party.
They may be safe, but it is still worth checking up on them in case,
definitely.
because they may be in danger as well.
Very well. So, does that mean with this whole time traveling thing, we've just been pulled into a point in time, and that's not just on a threshold, right? Or, as in, we're going to be in this period of time for the next while.
That's a bit more complicated. The spell does not have a natural reversal condition.
Ah,
I am afraid you are very much stuck in your past.
Well, let's just hope it's far enough in the past that I'm not able to encounter myself as a baby or something.
Tell me something. Since you recognize me, how many tails did I have when you last saw me?
See, how many tails did Myra's disguise have? I think it was 5.
Yes.
Okay. Myra would say, well, my disguise had 5 tails, and then she'll look at Sprout. You were talking like you knew her from elsewhere.
Hey,
Hi, Paolo.
Margaret?
Yeah, she's asking how many tails she, Flagra, had last time you saw her.
Don't know the answer to that question.
Fine.
Was it 9? Okay.
That was like that's beyond months ago at this point. That was like years ago.
A
It was
year
about,
ago, I believe. Or 2
yeah,
years? 1 or
about a
2.
year and a half.
So you're roughly 400 to 500 years in the future. You are from 400 to 500 years in the future.
Myra seems to go completely stiff at that one.
Uh-huh.
Well, at least we don't have to worry about like running into one of our parents and accidentally siring ourselves.
Well, you could definitely run into a great grandparent or something. But that one's a little harder to avoid.
You do. I spawned out of a tide pool.
Yes, I guess that's fair.
Very well, but I have one other question. If what was my future like? What happened to me?
Isn't
Wouldn't
that a very taboo thing to ask that kind of question?
Wouldn't that cause some
I'm
sort of
willing
weird
to-
time paradox?
I am willing to follow my own path. I admittedly just want to know what sort of person I became, what I did with my life. Did I... It is a bit difficult, but there is a part of me that worries that I made the wrong choice, leaving the Knights of Chaos, that perhaps their goal was just something I could not see or appreciate. And I suppose I'm just deathly curious. And even if it means that I have to follow that particular course, I'm content with it.
Myra will actually chuckle a little bit and say, as far as the Knights of Chaos, no, I wouldn't worry about that part. I'm glad you left them. They're assholes.
Certainly, but I don't know that I did any better. It's entirely possible, for instance, that I joined an organization that was infinitely worse.
Oh, I suppose that's fair. Well, I guess only Sprout here would know. Or perhaps Jethro, possibly. Kai seems to not know much about Hoshizora, from what I've gathered.
I spent most of my time on the sea. I know a bit about coastal towns, but inland affairs were not really my business.
Sprout, what would you say?
They say
Hello.
that my brain is ceasing function.
Well, what was Sprout's opinion of Flogger when he met her?
You are asking for something that happened a year and a half ago.
Uh, well,
No,
I
no,
mean,
in universe a year and a half ago.
yeah. Do you remember the end of Act One and all that stuff and everything that Flogger did in this campaign? Like all those interactions with the party?
If the end of Act 1 is what I thought it was, no, I don't. It's been so long.
I mean, so Sprout should remember that Silzaji was very, very fond of Flagra, and technically speaking, Flagra helped to end a war. A war of 300 years.
And at one point was the queen of Hoshizora.
Yeah.
Sounds accurate.
So, Sprout could relay that she did end up spending some time as one of the empresses of Hoshizora before leaving that position to start up an underground punk movement to encourage artistic expression across the continent before finally being a key part of ending a hundreds-year-long war.
And was ultimately sacrificed to bring back Reina. Ups and downs.
I sort of
Well,
remember that part.
yeah, up to you if you want to mention the sacrifice of bring back Arena first, but you know.
Anyway, these
I
are all
don't
the
think I
things that
do.
you would remember. You are free to say or not say anything.
I'll bring up the stuff except for the sacrificing. I don't think we need to talk about that right now.
Sprout would write a letter and then try to give it to her, and she'd be like, "No, no, I can't take it." But then she buys a bulletproof vest so that the Libyans don't kill her.
She thinks on all of that. It hits her like a ton of bricks for sure.
Myra, of course, is listening to this with rapt attention and is like, well, damn. Some quote unquote great destroyer. I don't know what you do to the Kitsune here. They must have deserved it, but sounds like I don't know, everything that I've heard from you now, everything that sounds like you're going to do does not sound like a destroyer to me.
Admittedly, I suppose I'm rather touched. I'm glad I get the chance to lead a good life. I was so worried that my impact on the world would be just the things I had done for the knights. One of the reasons I specifically did as much as I could to pursue the path of a long life is because for so long I wondered what kind of effect I could have on the world if I tried. To think, though, that Hoshizora became its own world power definitely didn't call that one.
The future is full of surprises.
I appreciate your insight, and I shall do my best to protect the future that you enjoy. As you'll pass. My bad.
Myra will say, and I'll carry forward that little bit of inspiration you gave me. I'll, whenever I find my way back into my own time, or if I end up somehow stuck in the past here one way or another, I'll make sure that the jungle here stays protected for a long time.
I shall have to remember each of your names then.
Myra will actually give her name in Muon, which would translate something like she who is painted with the resin of the myrrh tree.
You know, admittedly, these all sound like terribly great names. I used to think of how incredible it would be to have a child named after the sun.
Myra will squint for a moment, then look at Sunny, look at Flagra, look at Sunny again, and then it's like, no way.
I'm still confused on exactly what Sunny is out of character.
Fucking
I
knows,
mean,
man.
I mean, we've been giving you hints here and there, yeah. There have been quite a few hints. Not complete hints, but it's, one of those little side stories that if you're paying attention to all of the details, you get to figure out by the end.
Myra will just look at Sunny one more time and then ask, all right, do you have a name in the fire elemental language?
Sunny would say, there you go.
Oh, I forget if Myra can actually understand Sunny, but I know Sprout does.
I'm pretty sure you could talk to animals. That's been how it's
Yes.
been so far.
Okay. So,
Sprout's face is in their hands.
Myra will say, I don't think I like this, but, you know what?
I thought I knew you were a dragon. I didn't know you were the dragon.
Excuse me?
Wait, she's a dragon? I thought she was a fire infield.
You did literally turn into a dragon one time, though.
Wait, she can cast 6th level magic?
Why does this surprise you?
I've heard weird shenanigans about her, in those little tales you've been willing to tell so far. This one's a new one. There's being able to charm everyone. There's being able to break into high security facilities, which I'll still grant some credit to. But casting 6th level magic.
Kai just looks at them. I have seen this crazy creature do all sorts of shenanigans since we got on the boat back in Hoshizora. I would not put anything past them.
Sunny has been an utter fucking enigma the entire time I have known her. Face in the hands again.
I will take several breaths at that last statement. Look at Flogger again. Look to Sunny. Look at Flogger, and then finally say, "There isn't any chance that you're someone who gets around, are you?"
What do you mean?
Well, hooks up with several people, has children with them.
No, I have not had any children, thank you very much. That's why I said what I dreamt of one day if I ever had a child, naming them.
Well, sorry. I guess the better question is, you aren't. Are you someone who would do that? Is that like something that intrigues you?
Well, yeah, with the right partner, like typically you'd know what you wanted to call the various members of whatever litter you might have, and you'd want to have a bunch of available names.
What
Well,
did
no,
you
no,
say you
no.
wanted to name your child again?
Uh,
Uh,
Sunshine, honestly. I always thought that would be so incredibly adorable. I really do love the warmth of the sun, and I imagine if I ever had um, a child, that they would feel similarly warm to me.
I
I
need a
looks at
drink.
Sunny and then looks at
Alcohol. Does anyone have alcohol?
Well,
Kai.
my question for you, Flogger, is not necessarily about the names. It's about, would you be like willing to do like polyamory? Would you just have several partners over a long lifespan? What's your aim?
Does anyone have alcohol?
The
Kai
Father
reaches
Church
into it.
offers rum.
Fucking chugs it. You've never seen Sprout do this.
I mean, I've never really thought of that. I've just never really had time in my life of adventuring to settle down. But I mean, oh damn! If I ever really, really liked the person I'm adventuring with, I'd be open to a lot of things.
Ah, okay, okay. Just one. Yeah, so that time loop is possible. You know, I've learned some things today, and it's probably worse for Sprout.
I
Gasping over a bottle of rum.
Look,
I really don't take your meaning.
uh, don't worry about it. This. I think for this one, just let it be something that comes naturally and it's a surprise.
My kind only grows more confusing in the future, I suspect. I've never really
Point at-
understood them, but I feel like I will only grow less understanding.
In
I point
fairness,
at
Well, I'm
Sunny
sure
with
you'll
an
be able
accusing
to.
finger. You knew about this. You knew about this, you little shit, didn't you?
I'm sure you'll be able to relate to them eventually.
Myra will just say, "Oh, okay, fine. If you're saying that it's unrelatable to not share interesting things, it is quite possible, but I don't have confirmation because we haven't asked her other mother's name. But it's quite possible this one," she says, gesturing to Sunny, "might be your daughter."
Oh. just seems a bit stunned. Like, you thought that the stunned condition was a static thing, but apparently stunned 3 is what you're seeing.
And
Kai pulls his own flask of rum out and takes a swig.
and if that is the case, apparently, you're going to meet a very wonderful dragon sometime in the future. They just gotta go for it.
I she then realizes that he has got you.
What's that?
She keeps trying to. Oh my god! Hey God, I need a minute.
Kai just goes, not it.
Oh, I will be right back in about 3 to 5 minutes.
I'm
Do you
gonna
need help?
take a minute to get a drink as well.
Please.
Okay.
Huh. Oh.
Okay, I found what I was looking for. Is everyone back?
I'm back.
I am here.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Okay. You see Flogger open her mouth, and then close it again and open it again. Like a really adorable but flabbergasted dragon trap growing in the middle of the house because it forgot to be planted in the jungle.
Forgot to be planted in the jungle.
Gods.
Has anyone asked Sunny if we're barking up the wrong tree here? Like, is this your
We are
mom?
not. We are not barking up the wrong tree.
She just made another comment that seems to make imply that our postulation is correct. Listen, I will put it like
There you go.
Viola will say, ah. She then looks to Flogger and says, I bet you're going to have to give this advice to her in the future then. Apparently, if she ever meets you and you have less tails, to not say anything unless someone asks first.
Flogger, in a moment of obvious, complete understanding, just says, "Wait, what? Why would I tell that to my child?"
You know?
For situations like this, apparently.
Yes, you're already involved with time bullshit, so obviously you would be giving this kind of advice to future children.
Oh, I suppose that makes sense.
Wait, actually. Oh no. She then looks to Sprout and then says, I read about this in a book once. We just created a bootstrap.
The fuck is a bootstrap?
Where information doesn't technically have an origin point in the case of a time travel paradox.
Basically, it's a self-perpetuating thing. We've told them that Sunny is their kid, so now it's true and it's going to happen.
As well as giving the advice.
Okay. Why is this a problem?
It's not technically a problem. It's mostly just a head-hurting type of problem if you think about it too much.
Seems pretty simple to me.
I have children.
Maybe it's because of the rum.
Well,
3 entirely different crises happening right
Right.
now.
right? I will then ask, well, you met Flogger over on Hoshi's Horror. Is this her only child? Which Sprout would know Electra was another child, along with several other siblings who worked under the same company. And there were
Yeah,
several more
no.
beside that.
Yeah, Sonny is definitely not an only child.
So if Sprout wants to convey that,
Several, actually.
I get the impression I really should not know more.
I agree.
probably not. Now, you did say you would agree to follow the same path. So whatever. Actually, I guess that's a fair point, since it seems like at some point in the future you'll be going to Hoshizora and not returning here. How can I carry on your legacy for this place?
I do not expect to be going anytime soon, but I shall give that matter some thought.
Well, I mean, if I'm stuck in this past, I might just stay at this jungle. I'm already very well attuned to it. As well, if I get back to my own time, I could carry that legacy on my present.
Hmm. I will give them a thought.
Very well.
Either way, I suppose I best be going.
Well, and we have some investigation to do because I need to find place one of these capsules down wherever the ley line is the strongest.
Very well.
I suppose I should ask, how should I detect the ley line?
Well, that is actually rather the easy part. Uh, Typically, it'll be at a very, very low point. Given that the house is what pulled you in, I would say that it's the lowest point in this house.
So
So we're
if
still
there's
going
a
to the
basement,
basement.
yeah. So if there's a basement, somewhere in there. Okay.
But you should expect that the basement is not a safe place.
Well, I guess I'll alert the party to the potential danger then.
Either way, I shall. We shall be off. But I suppose I could do to get the rest of your names, since I was going to ask you that to begin with.
My name is Kai. He flutters in to make room for the other people in the hallway.
Very well. She would walk past and then ask your companions their names as well.
Jethro's trying to get in, but I accidentally left him under the other token. And I can't arrow key him out of there. Oh, wait. No. I can West.
So your name?
Jethro, it's a pleasure to meet you here again, Flagra.
Know that whenever I get to see you, I shall be quite fortunate.
And
I suppose my only misfortune is that I shall have to pretend not to know you.
I won't have to pretend. I'll just be none the wiser.
I hope, though I should not ask, I hope that we become good friends in my future.
He,
She then go ahead.
he shoots her a kind of knowing look while smiling faintly. Though he doesn't say anything.
She then turns to the next kitsune. I am the renowned mage hunter, the natural slayer, Ushi. I am known across the land, or was known, will be known.
Hurt yourself.
I will be known across the land as the greatest, most powerful mage slayer of all time. Gotcha. Diplomat says, finally, someone I knew from the very moment I met them was part of a cult. Was really part of a cult. You have validated my suspicions. Uh, does that mean I get to know your name? Uh, well, I'm electric.
Oh, what was that again?
Electric.
Ah,
I'm electric. Oh. That is a. I will definitely have to workshop that name. But I do appreciate it. wonder
I
what I
dare-
could do to that name.
Do I dare bootstrap this harder?
No,
Do I do it?
probably not.
Actually, it wouldn't be a bootstrap because Meyer doesn't know.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well then, life is full of meetings, partings, and reunions, and I am afraid that we're on stage 2 of that conundrum. So, until we make to 3, I bid thee adieu.
Goodbye.
She and the thaumaturge walk out.
Meyer will then walk out here to better address the party and say, "So, right now, I am very much staving off an existential crisis. But we should find a basement so we can at least get part of this job done, and then I will have my freak out."
I always knew time travel existed. It was the only way to explain how someone as great and renowned as I could have been born. Indeed, people had to have conferred with sages, because they too wished to slay the evil magic users. My parents were wise. Ushi.
Okay. Amara just Ed says, just to clarify with you, you're not saying that all users of magic are evil, right?
Well, no, that's why I say evil magic users. They're good magic users. My sword's magic.
Okay. See, I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page there. Cool. And I am all for it.
You see, that's why I am the only one that Electric has ever acknowledged as not being in a cult.
I see. See, I meant the joke earlier, but see, before this whole thing with joining an adventuring party, mostly to make sure they don't get killed by the jungle, I was kind of a loner, so I definitely couldn't have been in a cult.
Electric would stare suspiciously. You underestimate the nefariousness of cults. They are insidious. They attract all sorts of people, and some people are in a cult of one so that they may hide from the public so that they can infiltrate society and turn everyone into members of the cult.
I mean, I'm gonna be completely real with you, girl. If I could turn all the kitsune into and jungle touch and fields, I would be very tempted.
See, that's how it starts. That's how it starts.
Just know that the idea came from you.
Ushi would just pet Electric on the head. It's okay. People need to start cults so that I have evil mages to slay.
But for the time being, no, I'm pretty sworn to protect the land. I guess, it depends if you consider the great tree that makes sure that this jungle doesn't literally tear itself apart is a cult leader or something, then I guess you could go that direction.
Wait, which of the great trees?
The one at the center.
Oh, okay. Because now I'm learning there's a counting tree.
Myra will just stare blankly.
I mean, yeah, I learned about it in history class because I was always paying attention. I was a very good student, by the way. And that's how I knew, because I read the part of the history book that the teacher said that if I read, she was going to give me detention for 5 months. Joke's on her. I only got to read more about it.
Uh, so, what's a counting tree?
Uh, it's a specific species of tree that lives for exactly 100 years before it dies, if you
Uh,
nurture it well. And that's how they kept track of all the time that would pass, because every time one of those trees died and a new one had to be planted, it was the second tree age.
oh, that would have been helpful to know, like, 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, there were 5 ages, and then the druid was killed.
Oh, that means that poor Drew woman has 6 months, I think. Wait, no, I'm doing it.
Also, it's getting worse. Please
Oh,
fix that.
sorry. Okay, I just need to lean over here. Okay. So
Yeah, please be very careful about that.
Okay. She'll say, okay, well, let's see, 6 seasons. That's probably going to be 4 seasons for a year. She then starts counting for a bit.
Oh, I mean,
And
yeah, this is the year 400 and this is the year 401.5.
0.5.
yes,
Yeah, we're 2
counts
seasons
for.
in.
Okay, so that means that Druid has another 98.5 years to live. Well, that's not too bad, at least. Sad that they got slain. But, hold on
Possibly,
then.
but you always have to be careful. Necromancers can revive druids to obfuscate the time of death so that they don't get caught.
She lifts a finger, lets the finger drop, and then says, I don't know how many necromancers are around here, but, sure.
Electric would just pipe up and say, yeah, don't worry too much about her. She sees necromancy everywhere. She's very wary of it. Honestly, she suspects many people of necromancy. I cannot understand why some people have such crazy beliefs. Completely unjustified.
I mean, I guess it depends on how loose of a definition you're using. Like, technically, the heal spell is under the necromancy school.
Oh no, she means the ones who like actually raise dead bodies. Like you never know who actually is murdered and is actually just revived so that they can obfuscate the time of death so that that person can't be tried and sent to, well,
How many
a
times has
lock.
this happened?
Ushi stares darkly. More than you ever want to know. I can think of at least 20 historical figures who I suspect were killed and reanimated to frame the wrong person for murder.
Ah, historical figures. Over what time span?
Over the course of our history.
Okay, well, let's start with this next question then. Do you have
When I was in
any-
detention, to be clear, I was reading through those books and I made a statistical analysis of how they said they'll be right back. I made a statistical analysis of everyone who was killed and how every major figure who was killed and how likely it was that they were killed by necromancers trying to hide the true cause of death, which was necromancy.
Ah, well, okay. So since you're saying our age generally, then okay. Next question. You know the modern dating system that we use, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long ago, by our modern dating system, was the druid killed?
Well, the official time is 400 years, and she definitely took care of the new tree, which means that in that 100-year span, she was killed.
So she was killed roughly 400 years ago to our modern era.
Yeah, right about now. Somewhere like in this area.
Ah,
I will
okay.
say, if you ever intend to track down the necromancer that I believed is responsible for her death, you shall have the services of Ushi the Mage Slayer for free. And
You know,
perhaps once more if we are successful in our hunt.
it's quite possible one of these Knights of Chaos might be a necromancer. I wouldn't put it past them.
I've been doing a statistical analysis of just that fact. I'm not done because I don't know who they might have killed.
Well, it might involve a giant miniature space hamster.
Her eyes widen. Those fiends. Necromancer fiends, to be clear. Not regular fiends. Necromancer ones.
Okay, so if I'm understanding them correctly, we're then right now about 400 years in the past, though.
Probably, yeah.
Because right now it is 4 tree 6 seasons. So if you're saying the druid died somewhere between 4 and 5, and the druid died 400 years ago, that puts our era range between 400 and 450, probably.
Yes. For the record, though, I understand that you might not believe me about all of this necromancer talk. But of all the people, of all the deaths that I've ever seen, that I believe that there was a necromancer behind, and there are many, many, many such deaths, I am absolutely 92% certain she was killed by a necromancer. And that's why she was unable to plant the 5th tree.
I see. Listen, I don't necessarily disbelieve you about the necromancer thing. I'm just trying to figure out, like, the scope of the problem. You know, you could say there are 30 people who died, but if those 30 people died over the course of 300 years, well, that's a pretty infrequent incident rate. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's just that I had time to study while I was in detention. I only
Ah.
had so many months. And then I had to get a job.
Ah.
I
Well,
will say this, though. The druidess did live for the 5th tree planting ceremony. And for a mysterious reason that no one is sure of, they were unable to cast the spells required to start the growth cycle of the 5th tree. Century trees, they call them, by the way.
Ah, okay. So that actually makes, yeah. So we're actually closer to 500 years ago now. That's freaky to think about. we should move to the basement. But also, it's 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to go to bed. I got work in the morning.
Anyway, rest well then.
But
I hope
we
you
can
all
start
enjoy
at-
it.
Yeah, we can start at the basement stairs next session.
Yay.
Which will happen roughly in 6 weeks.
No, I'll have the notes or something.
Oh.
I'm just being silly.
So we are going to be maybe recruiting one other person, but that's going to be after this particular ordeal with the night.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest and say I prefer much smaller groups because it allows more of us to have more opportunities to jump in. Whereas if we get bigger than this, we run into a lot of issues of talking over each other a lot.
Yeah.
Plus, it gets really awkward having to constantly like introduce new people. But that's just me.
I'm with you on that one, actually.
That's fair then. I can keep it at 4. All right. Well, that's all for today.
All right. Thank you again for DMing.
tuning. Oh, good night, everybody.
Hasta la vista.